What's up, coin traders? Thanks for joining me for the show. Looking at ICP, Internet Computer, ICP on that ticker. Looking at about 4 days so far, especially on the current candle, getting a little bit of flush. So have lost the daily uptrend here and now looking for some of the longer term trends, which we are going to talk about. So right now, looking at a bit of a flush. And so even on Bitcoin right now, you can see just a little bit of this sell-off happening earlier this morning, which obviously, as we can see, has had pretty big impacts on the rest of the crypto space. A lot of cryptos are down double digits on the day so far. Obviously, plenty of time left for the close on the day, so could see a rebound, but plenty of selling pressure coming in right now. So what does this mean for ICP? Well, especially after having this very nice run from down in the $10 from about 1060 all the way up to over 28, almost 21, 100% gains. So we know that right now this type of pullback is a little bit normal, especially since huge vertical pumps do have pretty significant sell-offs. Obviously, the rest of the crypto space is having a pretty big impact on that as well. But if we actually flip over here into the 2-day chart now, you can see that, come on, pull up, there we go. In the last video that we talked about how the 50-period EMA was a very nice point, still very relevant on this 2-day chart. So this is the zone that we're looking at right now. And this also correlates with all this previous trading volume that we had with all of this sideways action sitting from the end of the year till when we had this very nice breakout in March. So about 3 months worth of trading. And in fact, if we actually turn on the VPVR volume profile visible range here, you can just see how the center point of mass right now is actually still sitting below us, looking at about 13, 15 down to about the $13 level. So plenty of downside support. We could see a sell-off down to that level, and hopefully we would see buying to still maintain this 50-period EMA in that instance. Now, a lot of cryptos have been experiencing kind of more or less sideways patterns or even pullbacks as we do wait and kind of sit in limbo for the upcoming Bitcoin halving and for Bitcoin to break out of its consolidation point that it's been in for the last month. So a lot of altcoins have been sitting up pretty nicely and kind of getting the formations more or less set up for an upcoming move. So yeah, needless to say, it hasn't necessarily been that exciting to watch the altcoin space over the last couple of months, or excuse me, the last couple of weeks. But since the fall, we have seen pretty nice gains, so we know that a little bit of sideways action in the face of it, especially since 2024 is not technically supposed to be a bull year, extreme bull year anyway, based on the typical 4-year cycle. So we do see gains in this time of the year, but we don't see the euphoric and extreme gains, so it's not necessarily anything to fret about, and we do have to have these type of more or less boring sideways type actions. But so do still want to flip over right now into the weekly chart, because right now on this pullback, still looking at a very nice touch and test off of this 12-period EMA. In fact, the low right now, right at the $14 psychological level, and the EMA 12 for the weekly at 1403. So pretty much right there. And we are seeing dip buying above that. So even if we do see a lower shadow below that level, as long as we do close this weekly and maintain that 12-period EMA weekly support, just like we have done ever since breaking it and seeing our nice bullish flip, very nice test and kick off of this level. And yeah, this back test is actually a pretty good sign, especially now back testing this previous level of closing resistance here, coming in right at 1418. Switching over to the 4-day chart now, don't really talk about it too often, but do just want to look at this decrease in bear selling volume as well as the decrease on the previous pullback that led to support on this 26-period EMA. So still sitting pretty nice, and right now the 26-period EMA 1328. So that's still above the level of VPVR support that we looked at for this big heart line for the center of mass that we looked at on this big sideways volume or sideways price action, excuse me, over this period from the end of the year to March when we had our nice breakout on top of the $14 level. So overall, the point I do want to emphasize right here is that despite a pullback, we have plenty of support in this zone. We have decreased selling pressure, and we also have plenty of good signs for maintaining a longer term uptrend. Right now, this would just be pulling back and setting a higher low. So no real jeopardy of actually reversing that trend and actually setting our top and seeing lower lows come in. Do want to switch to a shorter time frame, 4 hour right now, pull up the RSI, because right now we're looking at an RSI coming in at 25.96. So if we zoom out, the last times that we've seen RSI get this low, we've actually seen very nice runs and rallies to the upside here. So a lot of nice gain. And even if we do get down potentially a little bit lower, even into the mid 12s or below the $13 level, then we would still have a very nice bounce coming in as long as we do maintain those daily and longer term uptrends, which it is still shaping up like that right now. So barring some type of huge catalyst event in the rest of the crypto space, we are still sitting extremely nice. And right now, not financial advice, but these are the dip buying times that we do like looking at when we talk about oversold conditions, especially when they do start meeting up with a lot of the lower supports. Like we mentioned, though, a lot is going to ride on what Bitcoin ultimately does from its longer-term consolidation pennant formation. If we do break bearish, that would obviously have pretty bad effects on the rest of the altcoin space, and likely we would see a little bit longer-term pullback for a few months in that instance as well, especially after a very nice run-up over the last 6 months for most of the crypto space here. But so obviously the flip side to that is if we do get a very nice bull break, then we would see a lot of nice upside movement and direction expected for the rest of the altcoin space as well, including ICP. Still expecting ICP to be an extremely strong name for this cycle, so a lot of good things to come out of it. But right now, that is going to go ahead and wrap up this video for today. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe button. If you did enjoy this type of video format and length, let me know in the comments sections below, or if you didn't as well, let me know that too. Do appreciate all the continued love and support, as always does mean so much. Stay safe, take care, and I'll catch you back in the next video.